So with that, I will call to order this meeting of the Easthampton Planning Board for Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. All members are appearing remotely and it is being recorded. You guys want to open your hearing?
I move to open the ordinance side of the joint public hearing. Lindsay, you can second it.
Second, sorry.
Okay. And Lindsay, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote
Open
yes.
it.
We're open.
All right, then the only item on the agenda is public hearing continued from December 14th to amend the existing zoning ordinance for the Smart Growth Overlay District. And I guess, Jeff, you want to start off by giving us an update on where we are?
Yeah, I think that would be good. So we had this is a continuation of the public hearing that started on December 14th. And, you know, before that, Ordinance had met several times to really kind of hone in on the language that was being proposed. And then the hearing started on December 14th. And I think what we knew was that part of this process involved a review and approval by the Department of Housing and Community Development, so DHCD. And after the December 14th meeting, I took, you know, the comments that we had received, which were pretty minimal. Just off the top of my head, I know that we had, you know, a person in attendance who talked about the buffer between the highway business and the abutting residential. So we added in that language that is found elsewhere in the ordinance. We talked about the height of buildings on in the highway business, and we changed that language. We did get some input from Jessica Allen, who's with Valley CDC, on the affordability requirements, not necessarily the ratios of, not necessarily the affordability in terms of AMI or anything, but in terms of the managing entities. So we had a series of amendments that we put in for that. And then we talked about design standards, and through also help from Jessica, she forwarded some design standards that DHCD looks like they're considering that would apply to all affordable housing developments. And so we kind of just made reference to that document in our design criteria. And we submitted that packet to DHCD on December 30th. And their process that I'm learning about now is, this is my first time doing this, but if you submit before the end of the month, so before 12/31, then it sets up a 30-day review period. And we're in that 30-day review period. So, you know, we didn't hear back from them yet, although I did have some conversations with the program administrator yesterday. So, you know, I think at this point, with public input at this meeting, I think the recommendation would be to continue out for about 2 weeks, because the program administrator was pretty sure that within the 30 days they would give us, you know, some preliminary feedback. And it's really kind of the completeness of the application, whether we're missing anything, but that's important to know. And then they would embark on a 60-day review period. And he suggested that he didn't think it was going to take 60 days, but, you know, as a state agency, they like to make sure that they have that window. So I would expect our process to look like coming back in 2 weeks to find out if they had any preliminary feedback, and then pick another date to go out for a little bit further, for them to provide any kind of more substantive feedback. And I'm, you know, in what we're searching for after the 30 days is a preliminary letter of eligibility, and that would then queue us up into their process. So things seem to be going smoothly, but I do expect them to come back at some point and have tweaks and questions about what we're trying to do. But I think generally speaking, we feel pretty comfortable that we're trying to encourage the development of more affordable housing, and that's kind of their primary objective with the 40R. So we should be in line with their goals.
So Jeff, is that the 30-day window, is that sort of looking at whether the application's complete, and then the 60 days like the merits of our proposal, or is it more nuanced than that?
That's generally the way it should go. We want to make sure we achieve that completeness stage. And then he seemed to suggest that it probably won't take the full 60 days after that for him to really dig into the exact zoning language and what we're trying to do and the changes we're proposing. But I think what we're trying to do with the leapfrogging these is if they come back with requesting some kind of information or something that should be addressed by this body, then we can deal with that in 2 weeks and then set it up for the next meeting with a 30-day, maybe 30 days or 60 days out.
So do we think 2 weeks is the right number? Because I don't want to have to come back and continue it again, but I also think this is sort of a unique situation with zoning where we're trying to get it done as quickly as possible, I think, because of the school buildings, right? So I don't want to let it drag if we can avoid it.
Yeah, I think if we, just for example, if we convened in March, and I think hopefully we're hoping that we get it complete and then they start their 60 days, that'd be April and May. And I think that would be kind of right where we want to be. We don't want to be much further out than that. So one idea would be maybe meeting the week of February 14th. If that were a possibility, or I would like to propose that we skip the week of the 21st, kind of that school vacation week. And I think Salem said he might be away and I'm going to be away. So either the week of the 14th or the first week in March, just to peg for dates.
Okay. Anybody else have questions, counselors or board members? I do want to open it up to the public just in case, because I never want to kick people down the road if they have something they want to say, but you guys have any questions first? All right, so again, there's going to be at least one more, if not several more public hearings, so you don't have to get your 2 cents in now, but if anybody has any comments, questions about, oh, we got Jessica Allen. You're muted, Jessica.
Hi, guys. I just want to know if the proposed language is on the website, because I went looking for it and I found the original packet, but I didn't see any revised amended language. And if that could just get put up so the public could take a look at it.
Yep, that's good. It should be there. We have on the planning department, we have current projects and then zoning amendments. And what it's labeled as the DHCD submission of
Okay.
1230. And then within that is that's all the text that we kind of massaged after the meeting on the 14th. We put that in there, and this group will have plenty of time to review it. And I just say, like, it's a little premature to review it because we don't know, if they're going to propose other changes or request some additional information, but those changes were pretty
Yeah.
minor.
Okay, no problem. I just went looking for it and I all I could find was the old packet. So I could be looking in the wrong spot very easily. So, okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jessica. Any other comments or questions from the public? You can raise your Zoom hand or turn on your camera and raise your real hand or unmute. All right, so anybody here, any members have any conflicts on either the week of the 14th or the week of the 28th?
So on the week of the 14th, if you guys meet on Tuesdays, I have
Yeah.
we're starting a new semester on Monday, so I have parents open house that night. So that Tuesday would be rough. I wouldn't get out probably until 8:30.
I think it's better to probably keep this separate. Don't you, Jeff, from a regular meeting?
Yeah, right. So the planning board has a meeting on the February 15th, right? So we would want to, the planning board members should plan for that night because we continue that Starbucks application to that night. All right, so
That
if-
would have the 17th, which is a Thursday, that would work.
I can do that. Any planning board members? Chris, no? You're muted.
Thursday, the 16th,
17th.
17th, that would work.
So the one issue I see potentially is that there's a CPA meeting on the 17th. That usually starts at 6:15. And I think I would need to be in attendance to that CPA meeting.
Do you guys have a meeting on Tuesday, the 1st?
March?
Yeah.
We would, right? That's a meeting date?
Yeah, I'm just checking. Yep. But potentially, because that's farther out, we could schedule this for the planning board. And if there was another item, we could schedule that one a little bit later. Or we go to the 8th.
Either one of those works for me.
The 8th would work for me if we're looking for a different night.
The 8th works. March 8th.
Looks like Lindsay's good. Tom, is that potentially good? for you?
Danny, Harry, you okay with March 8th?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sounds like we found a winner.
all right. Anything else? Comments, questions? Public members? Jeff, are we all good? I guess we just need a motion to continue on the planning board to March 8th.
So moved at 6 PM.
Yes,
I motion to continue to March 8th at 6 PM.
Second.
all right, voting to continue to March 8th. Harry,
Aye.
Danny,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
and I am an I.
Motion from the ordinance side to continue to March 8th.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Tom Peak.
Aye.
Lindsay,
Aye.
and I vote aye as well. So we're continued to March 8th, 6 PM.
All right, can I get a motion to adjourn from the planning board? You can go quick.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, moving to adjourn. Harry,
Aye.
Danny,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
and I am an I.
And
Great.
let's do the ordinance as well.
Second.
Adjourn.
Okay, we have a motion in a second. Lindsay Rothschild,
Aye.
Tom Peak.
Aye.
I vote aye as well. We are closed.
All right, folks, very
Great.
efficient. I guess we'll see you in March.
The
Yes,
next one will be more substantive, I promise.
All right, we'll
Sounds
see.
great.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye,
thanks
guys.
everyone.